Do you think it's time for us to reveal the game? Let me go ahead and make sure that I've got the transition right. Yeah. Anonymous, thank you for the gift subs. Oh my gosh, Anonymous, you are my favorite Nimus out there. Well, everybody, I put a lot of work into making sure that our designs are right, and furthermore, Tristan put a lot of work into making my life easier when it comes to capturing stuff, so I am really excited to show what Tristan has come up with. You might not be able to see it, but I will be able to see it, and it will make my life so much easier. So, you know what? Let me go ahead and share OBS on Discord real quick, so that whoever does commentary with me, can see it. Tempestral, Murray, thank you for the subs. Cave Story, thank you for stopping playing. Come on, where's my music? There we go, super highline music to make the transition. So Crappy, take us on over to the GM and the game reveal. Come on, Crappy. The geometric golfer. Always horrifying. Well, you know what? We have a good GM coming up first. Why? Because all my GMs are good. Come on, I choose GMs based off of who is absolutely amazing. Actually, we have a really, really good GM pool this year. There's some others who I was like, oh, I could have you as a GM. There are some who decided I'm going to play. There are some who I'm like, let's go ahead and have you play this year. It's really exciting. But one person who doesn't ever want to play again and instead revels in the suffering of others is our dear friend, Corndan. Corndan, come and join us. I want to talk about your game. Hello there, Corndan.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, it's good to have you.
I've brought some big poops today.
Have you now?
I have.
Oh, yeah. So everybody's pretty much terrified whenever you show up, and that's good. Actually, maybe not as terrified as when Jeff shows up, I gotta be honest.
I mean, who knows, right? I got burbs, right? Isn't this a lovely bird? Right?
It's
I bring
a
birds
good
and
bird.
I bring poops.
Bird and poop.
Well,
honestly, they go hand in hand.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking to myself, right? The benefit sometimes of being the one who sets up the signups and all of that is that I can just take the opening round every year since like Kuso 3. Well, Kuso 3 I played in the opening round.
Oh yeah, you did. Oh my gosh.
And I would like to bring here, let's bring some Kuso classics to kick this off.
Yeah.
Mostly because I thought this was gonna get vetoed.
Yeah, I was pretty sure.
I was pretty sure it was gonna get vetoed, and then you can put something else in. But what is the most classic Kusogrand8 game you can think of?
2-bit.
We all know. Well, no, that's where the bin is.
Oh, that's
like
right.
Actual
that's right.
game that got played, right? And let's be honest, everybody knows it's RoboCop 2.
Wait, why does it show Lord of the Rings? This is incorrect.
I don't know.
Oh
that
my
is
gosh.
Definitely not the game.
It's okay. Okay, let me fix this.
That would be funny if that's the game I gave out, but it was definitely not the game I gave out.
There we go.
Right, I gave out RoboCop 2 because I was like, you know what? Like somebody, right, is gonna they're gonna veto it, and then we're gonna give out like something meaner, right, to start.
Yeah.
But I want to give the illusion of choice, and it turns out that surprisingly not enough, right? Nobody played it.
Yeah, what the crap? Well, with that said, the players are going to have a long time to try to learn how to play RoboCop 2.
Yeah.
They've got a full hour in order to try to make as much progress as they can. Whoever does takes the victory, and whoever doesn't, whoever comes in last, they only get 2 points. But again, this is a group stage, and nobody is going to be eliminated after a single game. We're not that nice.
Well, no, we are that nice. We're trying to give everybody, right, here's the thing. There's like 227 people signed up this year, which is like the most we've ever had.
There's so many players.
So the problem is we want to get this done on some semblance of time, right?
Yeah.
And so, we've been able to figure out that for The last, since like Kuso 5, I think we've been doing this, that we give everybody 2 rounds, and then we cut basically the bottom half, the way it kind of works out, like the bottom half of the people, so if it's 9 points or less, or you need 9 points to go on to move to 3, you need 19 to go on to 4, and then whatever the top 32 are, right, move on, right, to the eliminations. Right, and this way we give a chance, right, it's not single elimination, so you can get a chance to play at least 2 games. Because you know what? Some games, man, just don't mesh with you real well, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, you don't want to be, like, knocked out because you got a game that, you're having a bad day and all of that. That's just how it goes. You don't want that, so we give them 2 games.
Okay, is the game audio too loud for everybody?
I mean,
Why?
It's fine for me. I can turn it down.
Why is it that loud?
Because the game is loud.
Well, I have it limited, so it shouldn't be that loud. Interesting. Okay.
Apparently, they're saying they can't hear me. I don't know what's going on here.
Okay, everybody, is this... because now I can barely... Welcome to... We have a new setup. Tristan has put a lot of work into making this work, and I am very, very happy. Thank you so much, Tristan.
That was a combination, right? We had to make the OBS, right? This is a brand new package, new emulators, right? We do more stuff. A new setup. Tristan set up a back end for us, so we're not on Twitch anymore, and I built an OBS to match.
Yeah. Seriously,
all they have to do is literally select what match they're in, what slot they're in, and everything's pre-configured.
Seriously, you and Tristan put in so much work in order to make this happen, and I am very happy. Thank you so much. Okay, people still think the game audio is a little bit loud. I've got theories about why it's a little bit loud, so I'll go ahead and adjust, and I will keep in mind that I'm going to have to do things a little bit differently next time, which is fine.
We're working this out. This is the first time we've run this live.
Yep.
Right. For Kusogrand8. And so it'll get refined in. But I mean, the fact is, we've done a lot of work basically to push everything to make it as smooth as possible for everybody. You don't have to worry about now, like, you're shooting for partner and you're going to be running a match that only like 2 people are going to watch. You don't have to worry about that now. It's all on this. It's a great setup.
Oh, yeah.
And even with the extra setup we're trying to do today to get it sorted out, it's still faster than doing setup.
Oh, we're basically ready to go.
Yeah,
I love this.
We can take the audio from anybody we want.
Yeah.
Right? There's no more worrying about alerts. There's no more worrying about that. Right? And it's great.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and try to set the audio right here. And we're going to go for about 3 minutes, and then people can yell at me if they can't stand it, okay? But we're doing it like this, okay? Now, with that said, thank you so much for the follows and for the love. The prediction is up in Twitch. If you want to bet your channel points, please do. Please, please, please. And also, thank you so much, Flannel Cat, Neatzel, 3 Hams, Jingle Storm. Thank you, Brewtask and Cloth Warhog, for subscribing. I very much appreciate it. Honestly, y'all are the ones who are making it possible so that we can be here with your trash. Kusogrand8 live at GDQ also went really well, and I'm excited to see the VODs when those go on YouTube. But that said, let me go ahead and check the game, or the match chat, to see how they feel, if they are good to go. Yeah. I honestly don't know who's going to win. I see a lot of predictions that Maurice is going to take the victory. Maurice is a strong player in the mystery tournament community, so I wouldn't, like, based off of his performance in the past, I wouldn't be too surprised if he does well here. Bobby and Hazel are the two who I have no idea how they're going to do. jaqqqln will probably do pretty well.
You know, and I honestly figured Maurice was going to be the one to veto this. Right? And I'm not seeing it, so who knows what's going to happen.
Yeah, I was pretty sure we were gonna get at least one veto. Okay.
Me too. I had the backup game that I kind of wanted to give out, but let's be honest, this game is funny.
Yeah, as soon as I see movement in stage 1, I will start our timer. Everybody spam all of your robot emotes now, okay? Because I forgot we don't have a delay after countdown because of how the setup goes now. I love it. Yes.
Yeah, it's really good.
So, Corndan, important question for you, since you are doing commentary. Are you able to see and hear the game in Discord?
Yes, and if I couldn't, I actually have the backlink, right, to see the back end stuff, but I can see it just fine.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, the thing is, I try to get a setup so that all of our commentators can just watch in Discord and watch it as live to what I'm seeing as possible, and I'm glad that that's working. Even if game audio was being a little bit weird, I think I know why it was being a little bit weird, and I will fix it for tomorrow. But for now, we've got all 4 players trying to figure out how to play RoboCop.
Yeah, and so, you know, we told one of the players, Hazel Shade thought she'd seen some of this before, and I said it really almost doesn't matter because RoboCop kind of controls like it's on ice.
Yeah.
Like he's got weird acceleration frames and weird movement frames, and it's a very committed jump.
Oh no, we had a game over already. Hazel Shade getting game over. Everybody, welcome to RoboCop 2 for NES.
I kind of expect we're going to see some here, right? Especially early on. And that's because, like, the way the game works, right? You have to score, like 60-something% of the arrests and 60-something% of the nuke, you know, to move on to every level, right?
Yeah.
And we gave them the manual at least this year, you know, which tells them their secret exits and stuff, and sometimes they contain nuke. It even kind of tells them where to find it in this, but I don't know that they'll find it.
Bobby fell through the floor because it looked, well, there wasn't floor there, I guess. It looked like there was, but there wasn't.
Yeah. So, you know, we'll see how this plays out, right? They got a couple extra chance stuff here. You know, so we'll see. So what's going to end up happening for a while, right? And the manual tells them, I can already tell they haven't really consulted the manual a whole lot yet, right? Because the people who are they call them the people who are arrestable, like the people that you're supposed to arrest, right? Now I'm gonna say that feels a little weird when we get into later stages because they're very clearly hostages. But you're supposed to arrest them.
Yeah.
You just touch them.
It really depends on the version of RoboCop 2 that you play, because some of them, they call the people hostages, some of them, they call them criminals, but I think they were definitely designed to be hostages that you're saving first. It's just, yeah.
But that's not what they call them in the game.
Illegal hostages. Actually, RoboCop would probably arrest a few hostages, I gotta be honest, or at least give them a ticket.
Alright, other thing that okay, Hedgemates put it in here, right? The match is going to be tracked by level progress and then by nuke, right? Because you need to collect the nuke to get through the level. Ascorian, I see you put in chat that this doesn't look too bad. You should play it. It's horrible.
Honestly, everybody should give this a shot. I personally prefer Darkman as a bad game over this, but like, Darkman is aggressively terrible. This you can actually kind of control.
This is still sort of aggressively bad, but we're gonna run into the thing here, right? That, like, BobbyDiceroller just got only 19% of the nuke, right? So now you get a second chance. You only get 2 of these, like going to the shooting range. Now, like you've said, right? you know, oh man, Darkman, right? This is not on Darkman's engine. Darkman is on this engine.
Yeah, this came before Darkman. Darkman, I think, is one of the worst controlling NES games I've played, at least when it comes to momentum, and, like, it's like somebody played RoboCop 2 and thought, let's make Darkman, but make it, like, let's make another RoboCop 2, but make it less playable. That's Darkman.
I mean, so the problem, if people play Darkman, right, RoboCop plays the same as far as things go, except that RoboCop is wasted.
Hi, I'm your Kusogrand8 local audio demon. Turn the game down about 5 to 10 decibels.
Okay.
Roar, you're fired.
Roar, go away, because everybody, like, I've had people say turn it up, I've had people say turn it down. Chat, where do you want it? Chat, what do you need?
It's gotta go down a little bit in order for Corndan to come up over it.
Well, then he could just turn me up. But apparently everyone's saying it is loud.
Okay, turn it. Roar is probably right. Fine, Roar's probably right. I know
That's
why,
right.
because...
I know I'm fired, but guess what? You can't stop.
Okay, you know what? Between this and the next match, I've got a way to fix it. I'll go ahead and turn it down, but the thing is, the way that I have it set up, just because it's a new setup, it's probably got some of the audio accidentally playing 4 times. Which would explain why it's a lot louder to everybody rather than me. Look, this is...
So...
Shut up, everybody. Just watch the match.
I'm not gonna... I'm not gonna shut up because I was actually gonna talk about the game a little bit. So,
yeah.
BobbyDiceroller and jaqqqln, right, I think both failed the, like, extra attempt, right? So if you fail it, you don't lose a life or anything. But it does send you back to the beginning of the stage. So, most likely what's going to happen here, and this is why I'm not really stressing over this, right? Eventually, someone will either find the secret area, because it's in the manual, like the manual tells you where it is, right? That has enough nuke. Or that somebody will actually win the like, second chance, like, thing that Maurice is doing right now. Right, what you have to do, there's like 40 targets you have to hit in, like, time. It's actually not, like, once you know what's up, like, you want to hit the nuke, you want to hit the time.
Okay.
You want to hit the guys with guns.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you do all of that, and you get all the targets down in time, you'll, you know, you'll be fine.
Gotcha.
But so... Right, like, if you don't, right, you know, you're gonna be a little bit confused as to right, like, what you have to do here. Now, what you'll see is the number goes up, right, when you shoot, like, a hostage.
Yeah.
Right, so you have to be really careful here about about the targets and everything. It is doable. It's not bad. It's actually probably the easiest way to do with stage 1. Is right, instead of trying to find the secret area, just go through the second chance, and that's probably, you know, it's not faster in the speed run, but it is, like, easier to do.
Yeah. Honestly,
but Hazel Shade is clearly not caught on to what's going on.
No, not at all. I'm not too surprised to see people struggling a little bit right now.
Now, Maurice almost got it. Almost. So, however, jaqqqln found the nuke area.
Okay.
So jaqqqln is the one most likely, right? She knows what to do to get all of the nuke. Now, she's gonna fail it because she didn't arrest enough people, even if she got enough nuke.
Yeah, honestly, like, the best way to play this game, which you sort of have to figure out the more that you play it, is, and the players don't know this. The players have no idea what we're talking about. They can't hear us. They don't know this. But honestly, you just need to play the platforming levels well so you avoid as much of the shooting levels as possible.
Well, so here's the thing. You only get 2 shots at the shooting level, right? So it's good when you, like, just barely mess up sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to have to go to the shooting level. And you're going to go there on the first level, right? You're probably going to fail it. You're going to go back to the first level. You might fail it again and then pass. And then all of your continues, you don't have it available. Right? So you're going to be forced to basically do levels over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
To get them right. Which is going to be hilarious when we get to the area with the smashers.
I forgot about the smash. Actually, no, you can't play RoboCop 2 and forget about the smashers.
I mean, no, you can't.
Oh my gosh, the smashers are one of the best part of the game. Seriously, absolutely. Get excited, everybody.
Like, I literally gave this out, right? You know, my hope in that, right, it definitely didn't get given out, or it didn't get vetoed, is just for the smashers. It's not for anything else.
Oh yeah. I mean, the smashers are very, very important.
Oh, Jackie's gonna do this.
Do it, Jackie, do it!
Now we get to see the smashers.
Okay, so I think that I may have the audio fixed. Let me go ahead and just try to do fixed so that I can hear it correctly. So I apologize. It's going to go mute for a second. Okay. Oh, perfect. And now it should come in, except it is way too loud now.
Is it? 'Cause I don't hear it at all.
Okay, you will hear it in just a second, Corndan. There we go. Okay.
There we go.
And bam, and now I should be able to turn it up and hear it about normal for me. There we go, everybody. I hope that I have fixed it and that it sounds about right now. Huh? Is it perfect? See, I told you I could do this, everybody. I just had to figure out on the fly a way to adapt. This is what we do in Kusogrand8, okay? We adapt, we overcome. And hopefully you can hear it now, Corndan.
I can hear it now.
Perfect.
So Jackie is learning that, you know, like everything will kill you in the further stages.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Murder. Yeah, this level is honestly extremely difficult. The thing is, RoboCop has momentum, which makes sense because he's a robot. He probably weighs, like, what? At least a ton or so?
Oh, for sure. Gears kill him, electricity kills him, falling down kills him, smashers kill him.
Poor RoboCop. He didn't deserve it. Actually, he probably didn't deserve it. I mean, he just...
I mean, Murphy didn't deserve it. Right? Did RoboCop deserve it?
Possibly. I don't know.
Oh,
but with that said,
BobbyDiceroller is probably going to also make it.
Yeah, that's good to know. Good job, Bobby. Yeah, there's a lot of time on the bottom right here. Only 3 people left to shoot. Is shooting the nuke is good, right? It's like shooting drugs.
It's like shooting people.
That's
we're gonna take all the kids and turn them into nuke dealers.
Nuke dealers. Oh no. Yeah, if you didn't know, proper drug disposal sometimes is incineration. Sometimes it's just shooting it with a gun.
True.
Yeah. Thank you, by the way, everybody, for coming back for our first round of matches for Kusogrand8. Yeah, again, I'm very much in debt to Corndan and Tristan for getting the technology together. I had a lot of fun working on the art, though. And it's always fun for me to be able to put together the layouts and get something that is visually fun and interesting and has abstract shapes and usually has pink and purple. I don't know, Gordon. That's
basically everything he does.
It's my vibe. Only. It's my vibe, everybody. That's how I roll. Then again, nobody's complaining. That's just how I roll here.
Look, they didn't have to make it.
Yeah. Also, I did get some really good feedback from our game masters, which we have a lot of game masters who are currently waiting in the wings. You don't know who they're going to be, and that's really exciting. But, well, okay, we do know who they're going to be. But... you know, they gave me some good feedback about layouts and how things looked, and it was very helpful. Thank you, everybody who gave insight into that. Oh my gosh. I'm very happy, though, that we're here. I'm sort of happy that we've got RoboCop on day 1, okay?
Like, look, there's always more RoboCop.
Except this time it's more RoboCop. It's more same RoboCop.
There's absolutely more RoboCop. It's just more of the same RoboCop.
More same RoboCop.
I am here to give all of the viewers what they want, and what they want is a lot more RoboCop.
Oh, geez. Yeah, the thing is, like, Bobby is struggling a little bit in this, and it's not Bobby's fault. It's just this game is rude, momentum is difficult, and the freaking lightning insta-kill. Like, almost everything in Stage 2 is an insta-kill. Okay, the lightning insta-kill, the crushers insta-kill, falling to your death insta-kill, touching the rotating gears insta-kill. You know, why do you even have health? Do you have health in this game?
I mean, yes. You see the little battery icon? It says like 20 on BobbyDicerollers.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
that is your health. I hate it when...
So you can get like shot, right?
Why do you put a number? Put a bar. Give me a visual. I don't want to look up and take a look at a number and be like, okay, now it's time to figure out, you know, what percentage of my health is gone. And then it doesn't even matter because everything kills you in one hit anyway.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you're very rarely going to die in this game based off of taking too much damage from enemies. That's just not very common.
There are a couple times. Excuse me. There are a couple times where it'll happen. More likely it'll be in Stage 1, honestly.
Yeah.
Because Stage 1 doesn't have as much of the other instant kill and like whatever crap, right? Like, they kind of give you a mostly okay Stage 1. It's still not great. I mean, obviously you can see where you have Maurice and Hazel Shade still kind of stuck there, right? So it's not easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it's definitely the easiest level in the game.
Yeah, now I will say that the first half of a match, generally the first half hour, you're learning the ropes of the game, you're learning the rules, you're learning how hard you can push and what evil the game has for you. The second half of the match should be focused on making your good push. And, you know, it really depends on the game, which one, you know, what approach you should take. But for this game, because it is so brutally difficult right off the bat, it's fine if you don't pass the first level for a while. You have plenty of time to come back. Considering how long Bobby and jaqqqln are taking on stage 2, like,
yep,
yeah, they should not feel bad.
Maurice found the nuke area.
Maurice found the nuke area, yes.
So I love this because I love, like, we gave them the manual this year. Like, normally in years past I've said, like, okay, this is move, this is shoot, whatever, right? Mostly because I didn't have a manual. Well, now I do, right? The manual's finally scanned. And so the manual lays out where it is. And so, like, honestly, it's a big help. It still doesn't super help you, right?
Yeah.
But it's nice. It's nice that it's there. So I'm being a little bit nice, right? I think it's important. Honestly, I think it's important to give out the manual, right? There are times you can't. There's even a quote in the quote bot about that. Right? There's times you can't.
Yeah.
But I like to give it out where you can, like, you know, so that you kind of get, like, the same BS as if you were renting it from Blockbuster as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
You know, maybe they have, like, a photocopied version of the manual.
Honestly, that's something that I try to do whenever possible. If there is a manual available, I like to give it, unless it has way too much information, in which case I have to give it. Like, absolutely. I mean, if it's got a full, like, 70-page comic at the beginning, you're getting the comic.
Oh, 100%. But I've definitely gotten cases where I've just been like, you know, the manual says too much, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you this section of the manual on how to play the game and what's important.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point, like, with how early on we are, I think that giving something that provides a little information, especially if they start getting stuck and being like, why can't I beat this level even though I beat it? What is going on? You know, having something else that they can look at in order to understand.
Yep. No, it's great.
It's very, very helpful. That's a lesson for everybody watching. If you do feel like you're stuck for some reason and you do have a manual, go and take a look at it. Sometimes just stepping away for 1 minute will give you the brain power necessary to beat that stage that is just plaguing you.
And I've seen multiple people do it.
By the way, we've got lore for the game from the manual. Obviously, anybody who knows RoboCop 2 probably knows what the story is, but here we go. It's a bad scene. RoboCop is back in old Detroit, where things have gone bad from bad to worse. The cops are on strike, and no wonder this whole burg is going bankrupt. Forced into liquidation by OCP, the corrupt mega corporation that took over just a couple years ago. And of course, crime is soaring to stratospheric levels. Can you say the word anarchy? Well, can you, corndan?
I mean, yes, I can. But I want to report out a comment from the Discord.
Oh, okay.
From jaqqqln. This game gives me an accurate description of what's it been like for Weller to move around in that suit.
Honestly, yeah, with how uncontrollable you are as RoboCop, yeah. I mean, you're a moving tank, essentially. You're a tank with legs. And a bad personality.
No. Murphy's the good cop.
He gives people tickets.
He is actually doing what he can to actually, like, defend people. Murphy is the good guy. This is a Jesus allegory. Murphy is Jesus.
I thought it was satire as well, though.
Well, yes. but it legitimately the RoboCop one is a Jesus allegory.
Yeah, question. In the new RoboCop game, can't you give people parking tickets? Because I think that's amazing.
I haven't played it. I've actually heard the new RoboCop is fairly decent.
I want to try it. I want to try the new RoboCop. It's just kind of expensive right now.
So fun fact too, by the way. So I build a lot of Gundams and stuff now.
Yeah.
And there's a local-ish shop to me. Like I just order from them online, but I could go pick it up there if I wanted. And they have a pre-order open right now for a RoboCop model. And I've not bought it.
Okay. So better start GoFundMe for that one.
It's like $60. But I just spent a whole bunch on yeah. I just spent a whole bunch of money on Gundam stuff, so I promised my wife no more models for a little while.
Aww. Yeah, I mean, if you just got new Gundam stuff, I agree. Fine, you can hold off on RoboCop for a little while.
The new one I bought is like 28 pounds of parts.
What? 28 pounds?
It is huge.
What? That's not a model. That's an actual Gundam. You bought a Gundam, Corndan.
I mean, yes, I would do that.
Yeah, Chad is saying that's the size of a child. Yeah.
When it's built, it'll be like 2 foot by 3 foot by like 1.5 foot high or something like that.
Beep, 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 beep.
Like, it is not small.
I love it. Well, you know what else I love? We're 35 minutes into this match. We're still mostly on stage 2, I believe. Has Hazel Shade made it to stage 2 at this point?
No.
Okay. She's got a chance, though, if she can figure this out. Okay. There we go. The number on the bottom left is going down, but unfortunately, this isn't going to be fast enough to quite get the score that she needs to move on, so I believe it's going to be shooting practice again. Oh, nope, back to the first stage. Haha. However, if you collect enough nuke, you don't have to do that. You just need to figure out where all the nuke is. One unfortunate thing about this game, though, is that you can't scroll back to the left.
Nope.
Welcome to early NES game. Well, I don't know how early this one is. Welcome.
RoboCop doesn't retreat.
Press forward, RoboCop. Just keep going. Oh my gosh. The manual has the best jump image that I think I've ever seen.
Where it looks like he's doing ballet?
Yeah, let me share this with people as soon as I can. Gotta paint, gotta crop it, gotta save it. Yeah, that's okay. RoboCop. Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna be able to find a picture named RoboCop that easily. That'll
I mean, how many of them do you have? Like 20?
Depends on the folder. Okay, yeah, here's the jump image for RoboCop. Let me put that over the Discord real quick. Look at him go! He's got that. He's got the form, okay? The professional RoboCop form. That is how you jump as a RoboCop. There we go. Maurice has destroyed 62% of the nuke.
You need 60%.
Very nice.
Level 2, you can basically get through. There's no, I think really outside of level 1, there's not really like a secret thing that you have to go find.
Why do they front load it with you have to go and find a secret area in order to beat level 1? Like, without having to do the shooting range. It's so dumb.
But they do. I mean, maybe Data East wanted to show that they could, or Ocean wanted they could do right everything. I don't know. Now, Maurice is on Area 3, which now has this, like, really stupid, like, platforming-ish section. Really stupid elevator section.
Okay.
Right,
yeah.
Remember, RoboCop touches anything except a dude, right? Like, RoboCop dies.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget this image. To nuke the nuke, all RoboCop has to do is touch it. Crunch. Just
Yeah,
a crunch. Crunch that nuke, RoboCop. Just yeah.
So one thing I noticed here that I kind of appreciate but makes me sad a little bit is all 4 of our players, I'm pretty sure, watched the attract mode screens, and so none of them got. So Maurice did not get dropped off the cliff by the magnet.
Yeah, like, that's one thing that I recommend for people. Take time to watch the demo because it may give you some hints and tips to actually make progress. And yeah, Maurice definitely took advantage of that. With that said, Maurice was in the, like, 3rd or 4th place for a while, but Maurice is now officially in the lead. Maurice doing a fantastic job here. Bobby and jaqqqln have both been on stage 2 for a while. This is definitely a difficult stage. Hazel Shade is in last, but again, it really doesn't matter until the back half, because if you can learn the mechanics of RoboCop and how to play pretty solidly, that can let you make a good push. The unfortunate thing, though, is that the more time that people have on stage 2, the more they're going to learn the various pitfalls here. And stage 1 does not have all of the traps that stage 2 has. So I think that this is a disadvantage for Hazel Shade, but she's still not out of it by any means. Oh my gosh. I love that.
I'm hoping we're starting to get to the point. I'm just going to start to hope. I would like to see Hazel get out of stage 1.
I really hope Hazel Shade can make it to the next stage. Again, this is part of Kusogrand8. You don't know how you're going to do until you play in the tournament for the first time. In fact, Kusogrand8 Live over at... Oh, what happened?
Bobby got smashed right at the end.
Yes! Take that, Bobby! That's a little rude of me, but it gets me really excited when RoboCop gets smushed. Now, I do want people to know, when we had Kusogrand8 Live, it was a newcomer who made it to the end and took the victory, even though we had people who have played in Kusogrand8s before who have been GMs, it was somebody completely new who won. And pretty much every year that we have the tournament online, we have somebody new make it really far, right towards the end of the tournament. So, never put new players out of it. And if they don't do well, then you know what? You can probably brag that you're not good at RoboCop 2. I think that's fine to brag about that.
Best.
Nobody wants to be good at RoboCop 2.
Somebody does.
Okay, maybe White Hat, but literally just White Hat and maybe Author Blues.
We can make Author Blues play this because it'll have retro achievements.
Oh no. Yeah, let me see. There is... okay, I went and looked for RoboCop 2 on NES, and second place player is White Hat. I called it. White Hat did speedruns of this. First place is Akbar's, though. And Toad took third, yeah. However, that was 8 years ago and 5 years ago, and the world record is actually a run just from 8 months ago, 11 minutes, 51 seconds. Actually, not a very long NES speedrun. You know what?
No.
For a game like this, that would actually be a pretty learnable run, I think.
So Maurice now has to do the game again because he didn't get enough everything.
Yeah, chat is noting that Maurice isn't really shooting the nuke.
I think Maurice should shoot the nuke.
I don't think Maurice knows to shoot the nuke, yeah. Unfortunately, that was too slow. Maurice gonna have to play stage 3 again. Oh no, the magnet into the pit!
jaqqqln!
Did jaqqqln get smushed? Yes! She did!
But it wasn't that, it was that she jumped over it and hit the gear behind it.
Oh no. Yeah,
this at the very end.
Like, there's so much death in here, and that's one of the fatal flaws of this game. A lot of things, it's difficult to know if it's harmless background or if it's going to kill you.
Yep.
And there's really no way to know until it actually happens.
Correct.
Now, one thing that I like to note as well, this game, along with Darkman, the momentum physics feel a little bit inconsistent, and I'm not sure about this game. In Darkman, there are different types of surfaces that determine how fast you run on them. Do you happen to know if that's the case with this game?
I don't. You know what? It's hard to tell with RoboCop. I don't believe that's the case. Like, there could be something like that, but it's really hard to tell because RoboCop is like butts.
RoboCop is basically metal butt. All right, we are currently 35 minutes into it, getting a little odd audio, but that is completely fine. And let me see. No! Bobby got smushed! Don't you hate it? You're running around and the crusher just goes smush. Oh, but I'm having a lot of fun already with this, corndan. This is this game is just a classic. I love to watch it. I've seen it way too many times in my life to really make people. I don't know. Maybe I've watched it the right amount.
Legitimately, I think it's a perfect Kusogrand8 game, right? It could have just been like a generic whatever platformer, right? If whatever engine or whatever they wrote for this wasn't so awful.
Yeah, this is an impressively bad engine, I gotta be honest. So, for people who are showing up here, there is a pen message on Twitch that specifically says the match will be tracked by level progress, then nuke collected. So Maurice is in the lead, but if somebody made it to level 3 and collected more nuke, then that would be a victory for them. Of course, Maurice may still even beat level 3, considering that he's actually made it to the end of level 3, you know.
Yeah.
The important thing is getting enough nuke.
Yep. I didn't put in there, I mean, technically, the hostages, bad guys, whatever you want to look at, right, are also like a thing, but there's only like 5 of them in a level, right? So inevitably, you're gonna save, kill, whatever 3 of them. I mean, I guess this is Super Metroid.
Save or kill the villains or hostages. Hard to say. The Game Boy version, they're hostages.
They should be hostages. Look at that. That is a hostage.
That's
not a criminal.
It's absolutely a hostage. Oh no, jaqqqln, no! Jumping up into the gear.
You hit the gears.
Yeah.
You just gotta take the shot. Right.
I mean, you've got 20 health, so... And honestly, you really shouldn't worry about dying by bullets, you know? If you do, then next time, just try to plan out a little bit, you know, where can I avoid getting hit? What can I do in order to better get through this area? But, you know, jaqqqln is like a third of the way through the stage and hasn't taken a single hit. She should not be worrying about enemies with little dinky guns. What are they gonna do? Just bounce right off of the armor? You know RoboCop, he's basically invincible. Oh no, jaqqqln! Falling to her death. Maurice, meanwhile, just trying to get through the lightning orb section here. Luckily, the pattern is very, very predictable. Essentially, you want the lightning to go between the orbs twice in quick succession, and then it will have a break where you have your opening to get through. Yeah. Okay, and I think every player at least Bobby, jaqqqln, and Maurice have all figured that out. Hazel now onto the shooting range. Let's see if she is going to be able to get through this. Okay, shooting the nuke.
She knows to shoot the nuke.
Yes, which is more than some of our players knew. As long as you are getting the dudes with guns and the nuke, you should be able to get through this. Getting the clock is huge as well. Very nice. I think she's going to get it this time. I think she's going to get to level 2.
I think so. This is a really well... set up. She knows what she's looking for. Right, and the nice thing now, she'll have infinite continues, and she can get through it.
You do have infinite continues in the game, then?
I mean, that's where we've been sitting so far.
Yeah. And level 2, like, it's technically harder to get through because of how many traps there are, but it's actually easier in some ways because,
Yep.
all of the nuke is in the way. You're not going to have to do the shooting range again if you do that.
Now jaqqqln, right, didn't notice getting picked up by the magnet.
Oh no. Well, jaqqqln is in a solid second at this point.
She's jumping over it thinking, right, it's a smasher.
There we go. jaqqqln figured it out. But how do you do the hover? There we go. Yeah, I've seen plenty of people jump off the hover platforms on accident, and I'm not exactly sure how it works, but that happens to pretty much everybody. Okay, take the lightning slow. Okay, the orbs did it twice. Good job, jaqqqln. Yeah, jaqqqln is a solid player here. And there we go. Hazel is on to stage 2. Hazel making a comeback. Bobby has been stuck here for a little while, but if he can manage to get to the end of the stage, I think he's got a pretty good shot at making it to stage 3. Now, Maurice, unfortunately, isn't just... Oh, did Maurice clear it? There we go. Maurice through the shooting range and on to stage 4. Maurice has a very solid lead. Now, corndan, do you know how many levels there are?
13.
Okay, 13, but the manual said there are like 3 levels after 13.
Yeah, so there are 13 levels and then like 3 fights with ED209.
Ah, okay.
Whatever the last, or sorry, 3 fights against RoboCop 2.
Oh, yeah. RoboCop's such a good cop, they had to make another one. Yeah, chat, thank you for wishing us happy RoboCop Day. RoboCop Day is a good day.
I mean, every Kuso Day is RoboCop Day.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Now, corndan, one fun thing, I think we can let people know, you're going to be playing in Grudge Match next week with me. And we have one of the 2 games decided, and we decided to do something that we may very much regret.
There are no regrets about that. But I don't want to tell people what it is. I want them to be surprised.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to tell them, you go ahead and tell them, but I'm not.
I'm just... Well, you said you don't want to. Now I'm reconsidering. Let's just say that it is a game of Kuso Legend, okay? And we'll leave it at that. It's not one that you're going to see on Kusogrand8 this year, but it is of Kuso Legend. There we go. Bobby is through stage 2, 50% nuke destroyed, 80% arrested. Unfortunately, not gonna have to do the shooting range because not enough nuke.
Not enough nuke.
I just love it. They're like, you know what? You destroyed a whole bunch of the drugs, but you're just gonna have to go to the shooting range. Come on. There we go, Bobby picking up the timer, always a good idea. Now, if Bobby can clear this and make it to stage 3, that will be a solid 3rd place at this point. Maurice is, honestly, it's going to be hard for anybody to pass Maurice at this point. Getting to stage 4 is very impressive. I think that we've seen one of the big boss fights, though, in matches before. So, like, I want to see the boss.
We've seen a fight with ED209.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, jaqqqln needed one more nuke.
No, jaqqqln! Unfortunately, jaqqqln has already done the shooting range as well, so too bad.
Yep.
No more of that.
I do want to point out that for jaqqqln, right, like, watch when... You know, that we very clearly saved hostages. They're villains.
Yeah. You know, either way, you're collecting them. Collect a hostage, collect a villain. Put them in your inventory, you know. Put them away somewhere.
Oh, so they're like Funko Pops.
Collect the Funko Pop. That's the new RoboCop thing, yeah. I would consider those villains, personally. They're hideous, corndan. Have you seen, like, the Beauty and the Beast?
So we have a couple in the house. My son does like them. However, right, like, the ones he have are not bad, right? He's got some of the Star Wars ones, so he's got, like, BB-8 and C-3PO, and they're... It's not so bad.
Okay, but I have to show you Mrs. Potts because it's horrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Here she is. Yeah, everybody. This is
that's a little creepy.
This is what Funko Pop did to us. This is like what the pandemic did to us. Oh, it is the worst. It's literally the worst. Yeah, also, everybody, welcome to Kusogrand8, where we talk about the matches, but also, whatever, we have plenty of tangents.
So, we do have wonderful refs. Let's give credit to the refs. We've revamped the ref sort of system this year to give us more help, so we can be complete idiots on stage. So I do want to point out, right, like, super amount of credit to all of the people who volunteered to be refs this year and help us out. And that, like, this is super important. It's an unsung job, like, and people are doing it to help out because, you know, partly they're going to be around anyway, and partly they're just people who are willing to help out, which I really appreciate. And it's some GMs and some players, like, people obviously not in this match, right?
Yeah.
And they're doing a wonderful job of it. So, right, this is a big change for this year over years past. And so I just want to say thank you to all of the refs who are helping us out.
Seriously, thank you to the refs, the volunteers, the game masters. In general, I love to be able to provide an opportunity for people to help without having too much commitment, you know, and having the refs here, you know, being able to, if they were going to be watching anyway, but, you know, now they can give insight into how the matches went, then that's just a perfect way. And I'm very happy that we have people who are willing to do that, you know, just keep a little bit of a closer eye. I'm corndan, you know, I'm Mr. ADHD. This is my life. I get distracted by everything. And people try to distract me.
Look, I'm pretty good at it.
You're great at it.
Myself.
Yeah. I've gotten better at focusing on the matches over the years, let me tell you, but still.
But, I mean, in all honesty, too, right, like, you know, in addition to watching the match and watching chat, right, I'm also still around to try and help sort out, you know, if people are having trouble with the emulators and stuff, right? I mean, I put the package together. So I can't say that I'm laser focused either. And so having somebody who is way more focused than I am on here is a huge, it's a huge deal.
For sure. I really, really like it. Oh, corndan, this is like the perfect start to the tournament. I love it. I mean,
of course, because
yeah,
because who doesn't love RoboCop?
I still need to watch
Also,
the RoboCop movies. Like, seriously.
I would like to point out, right, and I think, you know, I think it's crazy that if you go just look up, you know, right, the phrase "there's always more RoboCop" came around because as I started looking just for like bad games, right, and after playing RoboCop 2, I was like, oh, there's one on Game Boy. You know, turns out it's a totally different game. Oh, there's one on Amiga. Guess what? That's a totally different game.
Oh, yeah.
Right? There's one on, like, Amstrad CPC. Guess what? Also a different game. There's an arcade version, but it's actually too good for Kusogrand8. There's a Spectrum version. So it turns out there are 6 varieties of RoboCop 2, like, legally distinct from each other, and 5 of them are awful. And the 6th one is only mediocre. I do include the Korean bootleg in there.
The unreleased RoboCop is one of the best RoboCop games out there. It's
the RoboCop versus Terminator for the NES is actually probably good.
Yeah. But there are some truly horrifying RoboCop games out there. I think my favorite has to be Korean RoboCop. It's
jaqqqln RoboCop is so good because it's this, but worse.
It's this, but so much worse. And yet, somehow, in ways, it's almost a little bit more controllable than this game, you know?
And it's more interesting in some ways, right? Like... And then, right, there's a couple different versions of RoboCop 3, and they're all awful. I think there's only really, like, one version of RoboCop 1. Like, they're all the same, but each like, port is bad for terrible reasons. But apparently the new RoboCop is good.
Yeah, I might have to try the demo. I don't know. Like, RoboCop just isn't my aesthetic. But I don't know what my aesthetic is other than, like, crap.
Purple and pink.
Purple and
your
pink.
Aesthetic is... You know what your aesthetic is?
What?
It's that stupid... horse game that we play with Sharif, like, once a year.
Oh, I love it! The Unicorn Princess.
Yeah!
Sharif is my aesthetic. There we go. Maurice, look at this, corndan. 99% of the nuke.
jaqqqln keeps failing because she actually has to find the secret level.
Yeah, that's the rough part of this game, that if you do the shooting sections earlier, and then you make it to a later stage where it's really difficult to find all the nuke, you're just not going to be able to beat it unless you start jumping into pits, and it's just, it's a mess. This game's a mess.
At this point in time, right, I would say jaqqqln is probably strongly in the lead, right, for second, right, because I believe Hazelshade and BobbyDiceroller won't beat jaqqqln, right, because they won't find the secret area either. Yeah. Right?
Oh, there Maurice is in what was that secret area that Maurice was in? That was horrifying.
Right, whereas Maurice is so far ahead. I want to point out something interesting, right? You know what that pink, like the pink thing with the bubbles? That's beer.
That is not beer that I would expect to see. Oh, that's not a secret area.
No, that's the brewery.
Oh, this game is such a hot mess, though. Yeah, if I go to, like, a beer brewery and that's how it's gonna look, I'm gonna be concerned, because that's wine.
Yeah. Yeah, you should be concerned.
Oh no, people in chat recall Batman.
Well, yeah, Batman. Look, Batman was one of the greatest things that we have done in Kusogrand8.
For people who don't know, one of the years we had, let's see, it was Kuso 6, I believe, that for the tiebreaker for group matches, we had a game a Batman game that for some reason...
It was the Batman arcade game.
Yeah, and people kept dying by jumping into the vat. And so
here,
I'm Batman. That is the calling that we have here.
Right, so we tend to do the tiebreakers now with some sort of arcade game, right? And like whatever your high score is, right? Because then I can run like 20 people all on the same thing whenever we catch them, and you get like 15 or 20 minutes, right?
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so I think what that year we had like 20 people or something we went through, right? And I think 18 of them fell into the same vat.
It was so good. That freaking vat. Like, seriously, everybody. It was I love some of the things that we have done in years past. And oh no, jaqqqln got smushed. Who could have? Yes, that RoboCop was a tin can. One tin soldier, am I right? Ah, poor boy. Well, we are in the final stretch here. We've got about 5 minutes remaining. The big question is, Maurice, I don't think anybody is going to pass Maurice at this point. Maurice is pretty much locked into first. jaqqqln most likely taking second, but between third and fourth, I'm not completely sure. Between Bobby and HazelShade.
This is why we have refs. I believe from what I've seen, it's probably Bobby, but it could be either of them here, right, with the 5 minutes left.
Oh, yeah. So, per one of our refs, Linkura, HazelShade is currently in third, and Bobby is in fourth. Bobby just got to the end of the stage, though. Let's see what total amount has been destroyed. 37%. Nope. Not enough. But if Bobby can do... Nope, never mind. Back to the stage. And yeah, I do think that HazelShade has done a pretty good job of collecting the nuke here. See, that's why I say, you know, even if you're struggling on the first stage, there is a chance for a comeback. And even if you don't take first in the first match, that's okay. Taking third is fine. Heck, taking fourth is going to be okay. You still have a chance to make it into the bracket when we get down to the wire there. Nobody is out because of the first game. It's just going to be a little bit harder for HazelShade and Bobby to move on to the bracket. Not impossible, but harder.
Yep. I mean, to move on to round 3, if you get fourth in round 1, you can still get there by getting second or first in your second match.
Yep. And trust me, everybody, if you're watching, which you are because you wouldn't hear me saying this, if you're here, I have had plenty of times where I've lost matches. You know, I played in Mystery Tournament. I played in, I think it was Kuso 4 that I actually was allowed to play in one time. And, you know, it was about half of them I took fourth, half of them I took first. I didn't make it to the bracket, but, you know, even with, I think, my first match being fourth place, I had a really good comeback the next match and took first. I was like, there's hope. There's hope in this world. Yeah, but that's also because I got a freaking Russian bootleg game, and apparently I'm better at that than a lot of people around here.
What? You can wait and see?
I can wait and see.
That's a game I would like to see come back. Because it is so amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is so bad.
Well, Wait and See was actually one of the games that appeared at Kuso Live at GDQ this year.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
Jeff
yeah.
gave it out?
Jeff gave it out, and I was very happy to hear about that. I love Wait and See. And the person who won the match was like, I actually want to go and beat this game.
It is objectively terrible, right?
Oh, yeah.
But there's some level of charm to it that, like, I don't hate it.
No, I love it. Like, sure, you're Bugs Bunny doing, like, the Tasmanian Devil spin, and for some reason you're not... I don't recall if you're collecting carrots or something else. It's weird. But that's part of the charm of bootlegs. I love me a bootleg. Give me bootlegs. Legs with boots in them. Wait, on them. Please don't put the boots inside the legs.
Hey, look at this. jaqqqln found the special area. So we're gonna see a push from jaqqqln.
jaqqqln
right, to get to the
might
next
move
level,
to the next stage.
I don't think it's gonna be enough.
No!
It's okay.
Yeah, like, the thing is, jaqqqln learned. jaqqqln got more information, and that is important, you know, to never give up, keep trying to make a better push, even if it doesn't work out, still, like, progress is based off of how much,
this is going to be
how much nuke they get. Yeah.
for jaqqqln literally to make to the next level right at the end of the game, or right at the end of the match.
Yeah, this has been so good. Okay, well, here we are, the final stretch. jaqqqln. Just doing great. Bobby getting a game over. Yeah, that is pretty much going to seal everybody's fate here, because that is time! Throw your hands up in the air, celebrate, because we are done with RoboCop 2 for the NES. Oh my gosh. What a match, Corndan. And you know what?
It's always good.
Oh, it was fantastic. And Maurice ended up taking the victory here as chat voted. Chat ended up being correct. Fantastic. jaqqqln took second, and from what the refs have said, it appears that Hazel Shade took third and Bobby took fourth. Again, all of the players are going to be moving on to round 2. The important thing is that they came and they played, and that was fantastic. Well, I'm going to go ahead and invite Maurice in to come and chat. Yeah, Corndan, how did you think the players did?
This is about how I expected, right? It's rough to get past that initial hump, and you know, I mean, we have seen more progress, but I expected to see like right around that sludge plant brewery. So it was about how I expected. We've had this a lot on Kusogrand8, so
yeah.
But obviously the players do well. Like even getting it to level 2, like that, it's hard. This game is not easy.
Oh, it is rough. Well, I think that we have Maurice in general. Let me go ahead and bring him in. And hello there, Maurice. How you doing?
Hey, pretty good.
Oh, you got the RoboCop experience.
It was better than I expected, honestly. You know, it's kind of the joke, like, there's just 10,000 RoboCop games and they're all, like, one is worse than the other. I mean, this was playable, I guess.
I mean,
yeah.
You're not incorrect. I'd say that compared to some RoboCop games, this one is definitely playable. This, you know, some people had a really hard time figuring out, you know, I beat a stage, why am I not moving on to the next stage? And that stupid ocean logic, like figuring out the requirements for actually beating the stage can be a little bit difficult. The platforming, if you get used to the slippery physics, you can deal with it, but like I'd say that despite all of the game's flaws, it still is pretty enjoyable to play, and the music rocks.
The music's really good. The graphics are good too. Like honestly, there's some good parts to this. But then, yeah, like you said, the mechanic of getting 60% on both of the things, and then how about we put like secret elevators in the level, and you have to find them, otherwise you're never gonna get 60 of the nuke.
Yeah.
Luckily,
That's not a problem.
the manual told you about the first one, so I kind of knew what to expect for the others. So I luckily found it in like level 3 or 4 or something.
Okay.
There was also in level 2 there was like a platform I tried to drop onto, but I couldn't do it, and then I was like, I'll just use my shooting gallery.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, like, the fact that a lot of the platforms, it's hard to tell what is actually floor and what isn't, until you play it enough to actually tell the difference between the two. It's a rough game in a lot of ways, but
Yes.
I still think that, being sort of a clumsy, dorky game that's kind of aggressively bad makes it a joy to play. I really think that it's an enjoyable game overall. Not perfect by any means, but fun.
It's real bad.
I mean,
But it's not as bad as what's coming later.
that's good. There's something cathartic about learning the level, right? There's gonna be 2 guys running at me and then a hostage or whatever they are, a civilian. And so I'm like, okay, shoot twice, collect the 3rd guy, jumped over this gap, wait a little because the game is being rude and is gonna throw a rolling barrel that insta-kills you.
Oh yeah.
That kind of thing. Also, I got cheated out of my 2nd shooting gallery, I think. Probably because I failed one and I didn't think it would count. But the manual says...
Counts.
Yeah, the manual says you only get 2. And I'm like, okay, so I get to clear 2. No.
No, you get 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's rude. So I was a little shocked and upset that that the game was okay, here's the level again. I was expecting the shooting gallery on level 4, I think, the one previous to the one that I'm currently on.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, okay, I guess I messed that one up.
Yeah, the game is. I think the game is deterministic. So once you know the game, you can beat the game in 11 minutes. Right.
Really? 11?
Yeah.
Is that the speed run?
Runs 11:30.
That's
or
insane.
11:40 or something.
That's crazy.
It's pretty fast.
Now, of course,
yeah.
the people who can do that is Whitehead, right? It's not me.
Well, yeah,
I've
I
beaten
can't
the game.
do that.
I can't do it in 10 minutes. But so once you know, okay, where are the cases where I could use the shooting gallery and be faster than trying to find the special stuff or do whatever, right? You can manage all of that, and you can beat the game in 15 minutes for people, right? Which is reasonable, right? Like the long play, not knowing better, right? It's really 30.
Yeah,
but the game is just hard.
It's very, very difficult. And, there are also 13 stages, so you were on, stage 4, stage 5?
I think this was 5, yeah. And then the manual is up to 14. I'm like, oh, geez, I sure didn't get far.
Nope.
Oh,
So
you did
one of-
fantastic.
Right, so chat's saying, right, BobbyDiceroller says that was one of the meanest games I've ever played. Not just rude, it was mean. And jaqqqln said, however bad the controls looked, it was worse.
Yeah, basically. I will say, though, that there are other games that use the same platforming engine but end up being worse. This is, by Ocean standards, probably one of their better platformers. That's not saying a lot, but oh geez, they have some nightmares. But that's it, Maurice. I know that you've played a lot of Mystery Tournament and such. What tends to be your jam when it comes to games? What type of games do you like to play?
I mean, it's the opposite of what you get in Kuso. I like freeware. I like modern platformers, something like Super Meat Boy or Dust Force, in that direction.
Oh, I do love
and
Dust
I
Force.
especially I like games that require you to have accuracy with a mouse.
Well, yeah, we don't have a whole lot of that
I
here.
know.
Accuracy with the mouse. Okay. I don't know. You can be somewhat. We've been having some DS games. We've been having some more PC games showing up. Who knows? We might have some Windows 3.1 games this year.
We do have the capability to give out Windows 3.1.
We can give Windows 3.1.
I don't know how much mouse Windows 3.1 games use.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They use the mouse.
They're basically almost always going to be mostly mouse.
Okay.
Yeah. Then again, if you did Castle of the Winds, which I love, one of my favorite games from my childhood, that one has a lot of keyboard controls, but you can also play via mouse. I don't know, if it's Windows 3.1, you can probably play it using a mouse one way or another. Yeah. Well,
Sorry, is there a difference between DOS and 3.1?
DOS,
Yes.
yeah, DOS is. Let's see.
Now we're
It's a different operating
DOS
system slightly, yeah.
predates all of that, right? Windows 3.1 runs on top of DOS, which means that if we give out a Windows game, right, you'll just play it in DOSBox.
Yeah.
Right, so for the competitors, there's no difference. It's going to be one and the same.
Okay, I always thought it went like from DOS to 95, you know, like Command and Conquer, Dungeon Keeper, that kind of thing.
So, I mean, there's Windows, I mean, it kind of does, right? Because DOS, like DOS and Windows, you know, up until Windows 95 ran concurrently. Windows 3.1 ran on DOS.
Yeah.
But it kind of extended DOS in a way that you can't play Windows 3.1 games in DOS by itself.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Right, and then you had Windows 95. Right, and that's what most people probably recognize, you know, because there aren't as many old folks playing Kusogrand8 like I have, like I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I turned 40 last year.
Oh, poor Corndan. Corndan's the old person
I'm not worried
here.
about it. I'm not the oldest person here, but I'm probably close.
I know you're not. It's fine, Corndan. It's fine.
Yep.
Okay, well, I am just getting everything ready for the next match. So, any other thoughts, Maurice, before we kick you out?
No, I think that's it, and thank you very much for the actually surprisingly enjoyable game.
I'm glad you had fun. Like, I feel like this was a great start to Kusogrand8. Kusogrand8, I don't even know. Whatever.
Kusogrand8.
Yeah, there we go.
We're going on a date.
Aw, cute. For better or for worse. All right, Maurice, we'll let you go. Thank you. Take care. Thank you, Corndan, for the game. I'll see you all later.
Bye.
Bye.